Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack. Welcome to 3 years ago, where we take a deep dive look at a specific hero and see how they have evolved and changed ever since Overwatch first came out. Now, unlike me, Blizzard is not perfect. They don't get things right on the first go around, and that's the whole entire point of this series, is just to really highlight the changes that each and every single hero has gone through, either with new ultimate abilities or just regular abilities, and sometimes even base damage to really show the glow up phase that each and every single hero has had. I've talked about Mercy and the constant nerf abilities that she's gotten. I've talked about Symmetra and how many ults she's gone through, and I've even brought up Roadhog and how many hook bugs he's had to get patched, really just proving my point that since their official release back in 2016, no hero is perfect, with the exception of Widowmaker. The purple-skinned, blue-haired, slim, thick French sniper lady is one of the few heroes that I really do think Blizzard got perfect ever since day one, and that's exactly why we're going to be dedicating this episode to Widowmaker, not to show the glow-up phase that she had, because just like your crush back in high school, she's never really needed to have one, but to really paint the picture as to why she is perfect, to really prove the point as to why she has been one of the most consistent heroes ever since 2016. But how did we get to this point? What makes Widowmaker so perfect? And will I ever find a girl that looks like Widowmaker who will just step on me and completely ruin my life? Well, this is Widowmaker 3 years ago. Widowmaker was always marketed as this run-of-the-mill sniper that anyone can pick up, and you have one basic job: to shoot the heads of your enemies. Just click their head's forehead and you will get the kills. And she does that pretty well. Now, unlike most FPS games that has a sniper, Widowmaker does have this unique feature where every single time you scope in, if you wait a couple of seconds, you are able to charge your shot, which just multiplies your base damage. Really taking the idea of quick scoping and adding a little caveat, because while you are able to do it, you're not able to get kills like you would in Call of Duty, and it throws the idea of quick scoping right out the window temporarily. Early in Overwatch's life, players found an exploit with Widow which allowed you to quickscope a lot faster, meaning that you were able to charge a shot up a lot more, and because of the base damage being at 15 at this time, you only really had to do body shots, meaning that you could just spam the scope and move a lot more freely. As compared to the Widowmaker now, you do have to wait for that animation to even begin to get a shot with your sniper off, but then you also have to wait for that long animation to begin charging, and then you're able to get your shots. But more than likely, you gotta be aiming for the head to secure a kill, all because of a rework that happened so early in Overwatch's life that I'm sure most of the Overwatch population didn't even know occurred, which is the whole point of the series, happening on July 14th, 2016, adding an animation that is required for you to sit through after scoping in with Widow. Like I mentioned before, players could just spam the scope without needing it to be put into the secondary fire mode, where Widowmaker has a normal assault rifle. But now with this patch, you are required to scope in, don't like what you see, and if you scope out, okay, you have to sit through this little extra time basically of putting it back at your hip, meaning that it was a lot more clunky of a feeling. But it was just described as clunky because, again, it wasn't like most snipers in FPS games that we saw at the time. So having this animation and having this charge shot, meaning that it was just more time required of you to stand still basically, a kind of play style that we're so used to of Widowmaker nowadays. But on top of that, the base damage also decreased from 15 to 12, meaning that not only can you not spam body shots, but you couldn't even really just get body shots to secure kills. Yeah, with the same patch, you did have a higher headshot multiplayer, but that was really only relevant with tanks with a low HP pool or who was already low on HP in a specific fight. Because with Widow, you could already secure kills on squish users with a headshot, and with tanks, the whole point of a tank is to be able to, I hate my pun, man, tank your Widow shots. So the reason why I'm harping on this specific note is because you're gonna see throughout this whole entire video, this really was the only major change that she has gotten. And really the only major change was her base damage, decreasing it from 15 to 12, because it's still the same even 3 years later. And adding that animation cancel, it's one of those things where I really consider it more of like a bug than it is just the Widowmaker's fault. Yeah, in the past we have looked at bugs like with Roadhog specifically that doesn't make them imperfect, but even in Roadhog's case, he's he's completely changed because he's gotten a higher clip, he's gotten a different heal ability, just so much has changed about him. But with Widow, I really don't think that's necessarily her fault, because the next patch that she received were obviously good changes for her that made her a better hero, but they weren't like life-altering. They weren't something that inspired a whole entire video from Stylosa at the time, because like with her Venomine, the explosion no longer damaged you and her Widow Kiss charge increased by 20%. Like, yeah, those are good changes, and you might say it's like, well, then she wasn't perfect right out the gate, but it's like, but she kind of was, because she could get a lot of kills still. It's not, like, you're not going to be a much more better Widow player because now you're not able to die from your Venomine. But I really want to try to prove my point even more as to why Widow is so perfect even back in 2016, because the next major quote-unquote rework is going to be a funny rework because it was kind of irrelevant a couple years later, because her grapple hook cooldown decreased from 12 seconds to 8 seconds because Blizzard found out a lot of dive heroes were going after Widow, and that's not nice. That's just not cool, guys, okay? Widowmaker is already an immobile hero by nature, so by decreasing her grapple hook by a whole 4 seconds, which is huge, like that's one of the biggest cooldown changes in all of Overwatch's history, will allow her to not only escape the diving heroes like a D.Va or like a Winston, but will allow you, the player, to get angles on other heroes that you probably otherwise couldn't have had, because with Widow, you kind of did stay a little bit stationary because you were so tied to that 12-second cooldown. But I really want you guys to remember that 12 to 8 second cooldown change, because that's going to be important later on in the video. Oh yeah, another change that I almost forgot about was that every single time someone triggers your Venomine, you're able to see them through walls, but it's one of those changes that's like, does that really help you? Because the way that I see a lot of Widow players play Widow is that they just put the Venomine right next to them. So every single time a Winston or a Genji or someone is coming after you, yeah, you can see them through walls, but you can also just see them right in freaking front of you. This would be helpful if you were trying to throw it like Tom Brady down the field, because then yes, you can see them, but I think someone can see a little purple spider coming at them at like 5 miles an hour and just destroy it. So is that really gonna make you a better Widow player compared to how it was back in 2016? Well, we don't have time to have that conversation, because we gotta fast forward exactly a year from this specific patch, because we got another Widow change where it increased the cooldown to her grapple hook from 8 to 10 seconds. Well, it's still better than the grapple hook from 2016. Just wait, boys. In the meantime, while we wait for another juicy patch, let's kind of get another irrelevant change, because now her infra sight reveals the enemy health bars. And it's now canceled every single time you die. I don't understand that change. I really do think they should revert it, because you're gonna see a theme here eventually. But once again, I'm just gonna ask you this simple question. Are you gonna be a better Widow player compared to 2016 Widow when you're now able to see the enemy health bars? And are you gonna be a worse Widow player now that you're gonna not be able to have your infra sight every single time you die? The latter might be made a valid case, but either way, the point that I'm trying to make here is that this isn't a drastic change. Because what is a drastic change is gonna come on December 10th, 2019. Widowmaker got a terrible present, which is kind of an irrelevant present, because her cooldown to her grappling hook increased from 10 seconds to 12 seconds. Literally just going back to the Widowmaker of 2016. I get what's the point, but what's the point, Blizzard? And those are all the changes that Widow has gotten in the past 3 years. But half of them were grapple hook changes, and they're all irrelevant because now we're just back at square one with the 12-second cooldown. So what really were the significant changes that we need to talk about? The base damage. But even that, I'm gonna make an argument here. Does that really matter? That was really only preventing you so that you couldn't just spam the scope to get body shot kills. But with the base damage decreasing and also that animation that you're now required to sit through, that's kind of irrelevant. Now you could say, well, now you do less damage, but you're still gonna be able to secure a kill on a squishy if you get 2 body shots with 120 base damage versus 150 base damage. You know what I mean? The only things that I didn't bring up in this video just helps my case even more, because during the times of her getting quote-unquote changes and evolving, she got a grapple hook sensitivity and a Widow Kiss scope sensitivity. Those aren't things that make her a better hero. Those are just things which allow players to fine-tune Widow to their liking. Widow was always perfect. The changes that she's gotten were kind of irrelevant at the time, and also the animation thing that shouldn't have been in the game. And now again, that could really be said about anything. Yeah, Mercy's Fat Red shouldn't have been in the game. Widowmaker's animation cancel should have been in the game, but really, when you get down to it, she's not that significantly different compared to 2016 than nowadays. And my theory for her constant perfection is that she is the building block to really balance out Overwatch, because when you really get down to it, Blizzard has to start somewhere. So why not start with the very vanilla sniper hero like Widow? She kills squishies and she gets stopped by tanks, and that's really her main job and the whole point of her being in the game. Widow was always supposed to represent what a true sniper was all about. Taking their time, charging up their shot, aiming for the head, and securing the kill is just like what most snipers do. Her Venom Mine, it's just a claymore. Her grapple hook, okay, maybe most snipers don't have that. Being purple skin and also having a big butt, okay, let's just end the video right there. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Widowmaker 3 years ago, what I'm gonna be deeming the perfect Overwatch hero. Let me know about any other hero that you want to see for next episode in the form of a comment, whether it's a hero like Widow that has barely changed or a hero that is completely different. Just let me know. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.